Everyone wants a higher click-through rate, right? Welcome, this is episode 14. It's a simple trick for better click-through rate in Google Authorship. An overview. Google Authorship allows you to establish credibility and legitimacy with your content on Google, and that's a good thing. It also gives you more recognition of yourself and your writing and your posts, and it also garners a higher click-through rate on your authored content. But as we're going to see later, we can increase that click-through rate even more. So that's an example of a Google authorship profile there. As we can see, there's an image there and there's also your name, and it sometimes says how many Google circles you're in. So with that image and with your name, that's going to increase your click-through rate simply by having that image and your name there. So setup for a Google authorship is really quite straightforward. There's slightly different ways to do this, and I'll link to a really good guide in the episode notes. But for me, it was really quite straightforward. You set up a Google Plus account, then you link to that Google Plus page using your ID from your own website. So you link to your Google Plus from your own website using a link like that, and all you simply do is replace that long number in the middle with your own profile ID number, and just make sure it goes to your own profile page, and that's all you simply do to link it. Then what you do is you add in the options in your Google Plus page, you add a contributor to and link to and mention the site that you are posting your content on, and your posts and your writing on, and that's all you simply do. That's all it took in my case. There are other ways, as I mentioned, and I will put a link in the episode notes for a really good guide. So that's two examples of Google authorship there. And on the left hand side, that image is really not that apparent. And you can hardly make it out compared to one on the right hand side, because the one on the right has a lot more contrast, simply because it's darker on white rather than grey on white. It's dark on white, and that stands out a lot more. But how can we increase that even more? That's at the very bottom. That's probably going to be the first thing that's going to catch your eyes. My own Google authorship there profile with a really bright background color in the background of my profile image. That simple trick can increase your click-through rate dramatically. If you look at that page, what's the first thing that stands out there? It's going to be my picture and my profile pic, and you can have one exactly the same and increase your click-through rate. So top tips. Use bright colors, as I've mentioned. Still make your face very recognizable and large, and use the bright color in the background of your face and in your body. Don't make your face like really small, have it large. I've also heard good things about illustrations and avatar-like profile images. I've not experimented with that yet, but I might do. But still use bright colours with the illustrations to make a double impact there. Good contrast can also work okay. As we've seen with the darker colour, it stood out a lot more rather than the plain white one. But dark colours on that Google white search page is not a bad thing. So how would you change your profile image? It's really quite straightforward. All you simply do is hover over your profile image in your Google Plus and upload a new image there. You just hover over, upload, and that's it changed. The great thing about it is that in my instance, it changed almost immediately. I uploaded a new picture, then I went to Google and did a search. Within a few seconds, that profile picture updated immediately. There's no waiting around for a couple of weeks for it to change. It changes immediately, so you can immediately get results. If you don't happen to be that handy in Photoshop or an image application, ask nicely and I'll do it for you. Simply send your profile image to johnnymac@gmail.com, and I will add in a bright colour, and you will be getting a lot higher click-through rate on your Google authorship profile. Keep up with the shows. The best way is probably on Twitter. My personal account is Johnny Mac, and there's the web payload account. There's also the RSS feed, and there is also traditional email, which is a great way to keep up with the shows. Thanks.